Welcome to my channel and welcome to my website. My name is Daryl and this is Programming in Any Language. The website is www.black-duck.com. It's where you'll find all my videos organized in logical order. You can begin with the basics and then move on to advanced concepts. You can also start with a speed track and build an application from scratch, which should pique your curiosity with a desire to learn more. This is what we've been waiting for: writing the data to disk. There's a little bit of cleanup first. We need to program the delete selected item button first. After that, we can write the routine to save data. This means that we'll save the track information followed by the driver information. And since there are multiple drivers, we'll need to employ a loop to save that data. Here's how. Okay, we've got this thing in place now where our code is working fine. We even debugged some things. It's another nice thing about testing it as you go through the process, because you can find where you made mistakes in your code. If you do that at the very, very end, very, very difficult to find things. You're going through all this stuff to actually do that. So now we've got this in place. We know the add works just fine. We have to do the clear. If you do the enter next, not the enter, we need to do the save. Let's put these things back. Let's kind of send to back, and let's send this guy to back. We need to select these two things and make these things work right away. So let's go ahead and do the delete selected item program first. I think that might be the easiest. It's very straightforward. Basically, a user has to actually sit on something, and once they do that, you can delete whatever they sat on by looking at what's sitting up here. They're going to actually highlight something and then correct the index on that. So we're going to go in here and open this guy up. We named it. So it becomes a button delete selected item piece right here. Fairly straightforward. We need a record pointer first of all. We're going to need int, and we're going to say int record pointer, and set that up as our point at selected record. That puts that in place. Then we're going to say int record pointer is equal to lbx driver data dot selected index. What that does, it grabs the index. So we can use that index to delete the data that's in there. First of all, I got to check though. Int, we're going to say if int record pointer is set equal to -1. That's an issue, and it becomes a error. And what we can say that is we can simply say that message box dot show you need to select a line item to delete it. Otherwise, we can simply say lbx driver data dot items dot remove at, and be the record pointer. But we also want to remove the other two pieces, the miles and the kilometers. So lbx kph data dot items dot remove at int record pointer. And lbx ph data dot items remove it in record pointer. This actually removes all the three pieces that are there. That's all it takes to do that kind of thing. So that's done. We just finished that. We'll save it. Give it a start and try it. Bahrain. Going to be sick of brain after a while. 3.63. I'm sure what it was right now. I can't remember. 5.4. We don't care. Number last 57. I know that's what it is. Well, 47 will work too. Save. put in max, put in 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15.5 seconds, add it. That turns everything on. Great. Daffy Duck, 1 hour, 40 minutes, 1.12 seconds, add it. And Elmer Fudd. Just leave Elmer in there. 1 hour, 50 minutes. Really slow guy. 3.33 minutes. Click it. And we're set to go, but let's go ahead and click on one of these things. We click on Daffy Duck here, and we say delete selected item. It goes away, and it's there. And I should end up positioning myself right to here's what I should do. But maybe we want to work with some more things here, so we could either set that or not. We might want to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's close this off. Add that piece where we're actually setting the focus to the driver. We just copy that from up here, one of our other. And that'll put that in place. That'll put us at the driver position. So that's done. Now we're going to look at the Save All Driver piece. The Save All Driver piece, and we've got some flow chart on this, I believe. Oh, I should show you this real quickly. We had this is the adding a list box. We get the driver's name, we get the finished data, we get the kilometers, miles per hour. My flowchart actually shows us doing the calculations here. We actually did them before. Well, we did do it there. Then we add them to the list box, and we're done. If we're not done, we clear the fields. That's focus and keep on going. So that's that thing right there. But the next one, I believe, is the write track name. So now to do this, we want to be able to write the track data and pop that in place. One write track name, the K length, the M length, write the number of laps, set the max list account, and set X to 0. And then this is all the track data. Then we want to actually see if there's any more records and go through the process of adding the driver data. Now, I took this and we're looking at this particular thing here. If we're looking at Bahrain and we've got the miles and the stuff here, and then added the data that we actually wanted to add here, we go through that process. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to save all drivers. How do we do that? Well, we go through the process you just saw on that flow chart of trying to grab all the track information, then all the driver information, loop through this and actually do it. When we're done, we're done. And we can close the file or set it up for the next one. So it's all going to depend on this, not save all, save all drivers. We can actually click on this button here and create our event. So we're going to click on this guy right here, and that'll create the Save All Drivers event. It pops up and we've got it here. The first thing we want to do is we want to go very, very at the top of the program and make sure we have in our using areas, we've got the using system IO. So we're going to need that because we're going to be actually writing a file. So using system.io. And that's going to give us capabilities of doing reads and writes. Go back to the bottom where we were. And there's our program right here. We now are going to set up a variable. Int driver data max is going to be number of records to be written when loop begins. We have to know when to stop. And we're going to get that by getting the information from the list box. We're then going to set up an int driver data max. It's going to be equal to lbx driver dot items dot count. That gives us the number of records in the list box. We're then going to take string and say str driver record. And this is going to be holds all driver data for this race. And then we go down here and we set up a try. Something could go wrong. We're going to be dealing with files here. File not found, disk error, something of that nature. So we set up a try. And let's just actually do this. We're going to set up a comment here. And file write area. Try. Set up the brackets. If everything is good, that's where stuff goes. If it's not, we want to issue an error and let people know what's wrong. What could be wrong? Well, we're going to say catch. Oh, I don't want to say else. I want to say try catch. Yeah, catch. And I'll make it exception EX. I got a few extra things in there now. I don't need them. So you start messing up with your braces. What's going to happen here is I simply want to say message box. Message box dot show, and it's going to be ex dot message. I don't know what kind of error I'm getting, so I'm going to let the system tell me what kind of error it happens to be. Don't know what's going to go on, but I do want to let the user know that, hey, something went wrong when we actually try to do this file processing thing. So that's there. We got that in place. But if it's good, if we don't get any kind of error like that, we're going to be doing something. We're going to basically open the file. What's the file? Well, we're going to take a stream writer, and we're going to give it a name. We're going to call this output race data. That's going to be the name of our file. We're going to, not the actual file name, but it's going to be, anything we're going to refer to in this is going to be called output race data, so we know what we're talking about when we actually do this kind of thing. And we're going to say if. Oh, we didn't add something. We didn't add something to this form. Wow. We didn't add our dialog controls. We want the user to be able to open the file and position where it's going to go. So I need to go to my form and pop this in place. So I need my toolbox again. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be actually reading and writing data with this program. So I need to look at my dialogues. And I want to have an open file dialog, which goes in this tray on the bottom, and a save file dialog. That's going to allow us to actually let the user get this data. I want to change the names on these things. The open file dialog is going to say, let's get here and get to that device, and we're going to call this thing, I like to use OFD for open file dialog, and to just call it read race. That'd be the one we're going to read it with. And we'll give it a file name of read race. Then the save file dialog is going to be called SFD, race data. That's all I need to do. Once those things are in place, then I can refer to them. I've actually got those. So now I can go back to my code that I was working with here and go back to this little error that's being created here and say if SFD race data, there, see it's coming up nicely, dot show dialog is equal to dialog results is okay, we're going to be happy as clams. But if it's not, we're going to have an else in here. And that means the user probably canceled it. So we're simply going to say message box dot show operation canceled. And hit a semicolon on that. That's all we need to do there. Now again, if it's correct and we're in good shape here, then what we're going to do is we're going to output race data dot file. We're going to actually create the file here. Equals, I'm sorry, right, the equals file dot create text. We're going to create a brand new, we're not going to use append. We're going to create new text every time we do this. Create text, and we're going to call it SFD file name. We're going to use the dialog that the user selected when they actually did this thing to create text. And they'll give it a name in that dialog. Then we're going to process the data. And what does that mean? Well, that means we're going to set up, first of all, we're going to say output race data dot write line I can't do this right. Dot write line str track name. Found it. Okay. We're then going to output race data write line str track length in K. And up same thing, str track length in M. And we don't need the toolbox anymore. And then we're going to output race line str number of laps and put that in place. That writes one line at a time for just the track information. We're going to need a loop to write all the data that's in the list box. So at this point, we're going to say process driver data. I'm going to actually change this to process track data up here so we can see what that is. Then process driver data right down here. We're going to say for int x is equal to 0. X is less than our in driver data max. That's right here. That's a variable we set up right up here. Semicolon. And we're going to increase x by 1 for every time we go through this process. And we'll set up some braces for what's going to actually happen when we do this. What's going to happen when we actually do that? Well, LBX driver data dot selected index is going to be equal to x. We're using x to point at the record in the list box. We're going to use that thing. So we need that thing. So we're going to point at that first list box record. Then we're going to say str driver record is equal to LBX driver data dot selected index to string, and then output race data write line str driver record. That will write the data that I just brought in from the list box. Now we need to do that for the miles per hour too. So we'll create another one, exactly almost the same. LBX kph data dot selected index is equal to x, and then we need to say str driver record is equal to LBX kph data dot selected item. Is that right? Selected. Yeah, selected item. What have I got written in there so far? Select SLE selected item. There it is. And that would be. Oh, I think I got my driver record wrong. I do have my driver record wrong. To string. I need this has to be a selected item, not index. That's better. Because we got our index. Selected index is sitting there. Select it. That points to where we're actually looking at. That point that allows us to look at that thing. So now we can do our output. Output race data write line str driver record again. And our final LBX MP data dot selected index equals x, and then str driver record. One variable is what we're doing over and over again. Driver record is equal to LBX MPH data dot selected item to string. And that writes the data. And that should be the end of what we're actually doing there. So that ends it. Then we want to actually close the file. So after the loop is done, we want to close the file here. So we'll say / close the file. And we'll say output race data dot close. That's going to close the file out there. We're also going to say that LBL file written dot visible, visible is equal to true. The button next race dot visible is true. Turn those guys on. And BTN save race data dot visible is false. And we should be fine there. And I think it's a matter, yeah, this should actually work. And that's going to be it. That's going to be just fine what we've got here. So let's do a file save on this thing. And we're going to test this. But before we do, let's get this clear button done here. The clear button is going to clear the driver area. And I wonder if we have this driver stuff already set up. So basically, I think we do. I'm going to say / clear driver area. Capital C here. Yeah, I think it's above. Yeah, this looks like it ready for next entry. This might be just exactly what we need. Again, methods, we could have just had something created here and been able to use it over again, but that's okay. We haven't learned methods yet, so we're going to use it this way and do this. This kind of puts our driver data in place now, and we should be good for this. So the button clear, driver's setting the focus, the miles, minutes, all that kind of stuff is there. Let's go ahead and do a file save, and let's save all. And let's run. And we'll get a couple test records in there, see if this thing's working flawlessly or, in some decent realm. Track name is Bahrain. The kilometers is 5.412. Miles is 3.363. We're going 57 laps, and we're going to save it. It turns everything on. We'll just make Daffy Duck the driver. Or just Daffy 130 and 30.45. Oh, it's 30. 30.45. Add it. He's there. Okay. Elmer, 1 hour, 33 minutes and 2 seconds, 2.2 seconds. Add it. And one more. Tweety, 1 hour, 40 minutes and 43.34 seconds. Add it. We're looking like we're good shape. Let's go ahead and save all drivers. And it's asking us to name it. Let's find a place to go. I think I've got something on my C drive somewhere I can put this thing, a local drive C. There's garbage. We can put it out here. And we'll name it test race data .text. And go ahead and save this thing. And it goes through. We didn't get our button to show up, that we need to have that. I think what's happening is this is in front of the label that's going to say that the race has been done. So that's all sitting there. But let's see if the enter next race thing works. Now, does that work? That doesn't work either just yet. I don't think we programmed it yet. That's the reason. We haven't programmed that yet. So let's do an exit on this thing. And let's see if our data worked by going out to the file. Have we got that file someplace? I'm sure I do. Go to File Explorer. Look at my local drive. Bring it on board. Here's our garbage folder. Test race that is here. Open it up. And it comes up in a text file over here. Can I bring it over? Yeah, I can. And we see brain, there's our miles, and there's our driver information is coming in right underneath. So it looks like it's working just perfectly. We might want to format this. Those are things we might want to do to straighten this out. Again, testing is what that tells you to do this kind of stuff. So looking pretty good at this point in time. Let's go ahead and kill that. And we'll kill this. We don't need this folder anymore. And it looks like we've got that piece. So we've got a couple things we've got to change here. Let's go ahead and fix that one piece right now. And that is, let's put this thing on the bottom. Send it back. I think that's all we need to do is send that in the back so that file written is written, because it's invisible normally. And let's try this one more time. We'll save it. Start. Do our data entry. Or actually, let's make it different. Let's call this my backyard. And we'll say it's 3 miles and 3 kilometers, that, and 15, we'll say 30. So save it. And Twee is going to go first. And 1:30, 4 seconds, add. Okay, Elmer. 1:33, 4, add. And let's somebody haven't had any bugs, so we know we got the same data. 1:40, 1, and add. And then let's save that data and see what happens. Ask us for, we'll put it in the same spot. We'll just overwrite that thing. Say yes to that. This is much better. File written to disk, it shows there. Enter next race. Now it should clear all this stuff. It's not going to, so we need to program this button yet. But we're looking good. We're looking good. This button is cleared. We know we did that thing. So let's go ahead and see that doesn't work. So that's what we have to do next. Otherwise, let's go ahead. Let's double check that file and see if that thing worked for us. Folder's coming up over here nicely. Just run over to our garbage is sitting here. Yeah. Test race data. My backyard. Stuff came in correctly now. It's working just fine. So we've got that indicator to pop up. So what we do need to do is we'll need to program the next race data piece. Let's kill this. Oh, we're actually are done running. It is done running. So let's go ahead and get ready to do that.
Well, we did it. But did you notice the error made during this procedure? We missed writing the miles per hour data to disk. Even when testing and checking the output, we didn't see it. Well, this hasn't been caught yet. It will get caught when we write the routine to display the data. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb when the miles per hour column is blank. Well, the next step is testing. You would think we'd catch it there. The next video will reveal that to us. See you next time. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to use the website for easy access to all my videos. If you get a chance, please subscribe. That way you'll be notified when something new is available. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.